My name is Nikki Young, and my favorite animal is the king cobra. Now, not a lot of people like snakes, but I am particularly fond of reptiles like snakes and crocodilians and things like that. So, the king cobra, their scientific name is Ophiophagus hanna. Okay, and even though it may seem like it, even though it has the word cobra in their name, they are not real cobras. Okay, so real cobras would be things like the Indian cobra, which their scientific name is Naya Naya, or the monocled cobra. They are the ones that have the just singular circle on the back of their hood. They are Nyakuthia. So those are real cobras. King cobras just have the name, the common name, because they have the big hood, just like the true cobras do. So the king cobra, they're pretty dang cool. They are the largest venomous snake in the world, okay? So they can get 10 to 12 feet long. Males will be bigger than females. And that length is actually used up in the trees. So you may be like, man, that is a really big snake. You know, they're just going to be terrestrial. They're just going to be on the ground. Well, actually, they use that length and they have this great agility to be arboreal. They get up in trees and they can eat birds and things like that. But particularly, they're going to be sticking with snakes. That's actually what the name Ophiophagus hanna means. That means snake eater. They eat other snakes and other venomous snakes even. So in Asia, where they are from, there are other cobras there actually. And those cobras are getting into people's houses to eat rats and rodents that are hanging around people's houses. So these king cobras will come in and actually eat those snakes. So if you see a king cobra, it's probably meaning that there's other snakes around your house. And why are those snakes there? Well, because there's rodents, and that means there's a lot of food for them to eat. So they're not actually there just to, get to you or anything. They are, they're after their own food. But that leads into that they're not out to get you, okay? They're there to do their own thing, and they're not going to mess with you unless you mess with them. Just like that saying where, you get a bear with honey better than you would, like, poking it with a stick or something. But, so just leave it alone, and it won't mess with you. But, me here in Ohio, there aren't king cobras here. There are some venomous snakes, but not where I'm at, so I don't really need to worry about it. But the general rule of thumb, I guess, that you could say is if you don't know what something is, don't mess with it. Most people know what a king cobra is, and they at least can tell that, like, oh yeah, that's a really dangerous snake. It can be very dangerous, it can be, but if you leave it alone, leave it to the professionals. If you're somehow out in the middle of Asia and you see one, just leave it alone. It'll leave you alone. Okay, so it's it's a pretty easy rule to follow. But speaking about their venom, their venom is very potent. It is. It's not as potent. It's not the most venomous snake out there. That would be the inland taipan, which is out in Australia. So, but they have cytotoxins and neurotoxins in their venom. So neurotoxins, a lot of people know what that is. It messes with the nerves. It's not good for your body, obviously. And then the cytotoxins mess with cells that inflames them. So it's basically a 2-for-1 type of thing. They really want to make sure that they are subduing the other snakes that they're eating. And it's very important for them because they eat those other venomous snakes. They need that very potent venom to help subdue them so that they can eat them themselves. But other than the venomous snakes, they're also going to be eating things like Burmese pythons, which is actually, that's native where they're found as well. So I've seen several people that live down in Florida that have the venomous snake permits, and they're allowed to have them, that have king cobras. They'll actually get in contact with python hunters and feed them actual Burmese pythons, obviously after they've been euthanized and things like that. But that's fantastic for those snakes because they're getting their native food compared to most, I can't say domestic because it's a snake. You can't really domesticate snakes, but captive snakes, they're able to eat their natural foods, which is better for their health in general. So, but I just wanted to end it with saying again that, snakes aren't out to get you, even if you just find, here in Wyandotte County, Ohio, there are garter snakes. They're everywhere this time of year, spring season. This is their breeding season. They're going out. The sun's finally out for them, so they're warming up from a nice cold winter. So, they're not going to hurt you. You could easily go and pick up a garter snake if you wanted to, but there are venomous snakes in Ohio, so it's just better to, if you don't know what it is, leave it alone. Leave it alone. That's what I tell everybody. I tell people that all the time, even though I can go and pick up a snake because I know what it is, but if you don't know what it is, leave it alone. And that goes for anything, not just snakes. If you are really into, I don't know, fish, and you don't know what something is, and you don't know that inside it's got this razor sharp teeth, maybe you shouldn't, grab it by its mouth when you're pulling the hook out or something like that. I don't know, that's probably a stupid example, but it's things like that. Just leave stuff alone. Plants is a good one. That's a good one. Like general people should know what poison ivy looks like, but I meet people all the time that have absolutely no idea what poison ivy looks like. So they pick it up and I'm like, oh, you really shouldn't have touched that. You should wash your hands right now. But, things like that. So, but yeah, wrap it all back up. The king cobra is my favorite snake. So, yeah, they're pretty cool animals.